Hello and welcome. I am going to revisit Peter Scharl's Seamstress Fast case from the MEWC knockouts. It went reasonably well for me, but I still wasn't able to record myself, so now I'm going to record a new one.
We are glad to present you the case. Seamstress Fast, designed by Peter Scharl from the US. Seamstress Fast is the greatest singer and songwriter of our generation, and she just finished up her Eons tour. You are an analyst on her tour and will get to stay on the team if you can be fearless and help calculate ticket price information for all of her concerts. Each level introduces an aspect of how to calculate ticket price information. Progress through the levels and reach the end of the game by filling in the blank spaces for each of the answers. 3 gorgeous tabs are referenced throughout the case, and the bonus questions are independent of all levels. So if you get stuck, shake it off and move on to some bonus questions. The case has 140 questions of 7 levels of difficulty.
All right, so that's the idea. Anything else to say? I mean, obviously, I loved the Seamstress Fast reference, which for legal purposes, I have no idea what it could possibly mean. I like this case in general. All right, let's dive on in. Yeah, I guess we just go straight into the file. Don't need to carefully preserve when I'm not competing. All right, so we'll enable editing. Make it big. Put it in the bit of my screen that you can see, and we'll leave a little bit of space for this guy. Let me shrink it anymore. Shunt it over there. All right, now we're good. All right, so yeah, the bonuses are a totally separate problem, which I thought was a fun idea, actually. Totally unrelated. But we're mostly going to focus on concerts. So we've got concert number, month, day, year. We've got the cities that they take place in, the country. We've got the number of tiers in the stadium and the extra height between tiers, which will become more clear when we get to that bit. So let's make this a table. I'll do my usual thing of naming it T. And, well, let's just work through the questions to guide us. So what is the sum of the concert numbers that occurred in the given cities? This is just sum ifs T concert number, where T city is this. All right, so we're interested in the cost multiplier for the given concert numbers. So the cost multiplier is the day of the week multiplier and the city concert count multiplier. Now, I initially misunderstood the city concert count multiplier because I thought it was, okay, if there are 3 concerts in a city, then it's multiplied by 1.2, but it's actually the third concert in a city gets multiplied by 1.2, and the first gets multiplied by 1.15, and so on. So, no problem. Yeah, I don't like this center across selections business in my tables. All right. And also, I want this to have a shorter name, so we'll say tiers. And we'll say height. Okay, so then I want to have my day of week multiplier. And for this, I need to be able to convert this into a date. Now, briefly, when I watched the video yesterday, I played around with it. I thought I could do date value of this and this and this, but you can't. I was thinking maybe it's that you can do if it's a short month. No, that still doesn't work. Anyway, so what I did after that was I just made a lookup table for months, which I should probably just make one of my named lambdas, but never mind for now. I happen to know that you can do sequence of 12, starting from 30 and steps of 30, and that lands in 1 day in every month, and then you text that as MMMM, and we'll name that MO for months, and then we're away. So now we can do date of the year, X match this against MO, and the day. And a closing bracket, yes, thank you, Excel. So then we want the day of the week of that, which again I'm just going to text. If you know your days of the week well enough, you can do it by mod, but since the table has them by name anyway, I'm just going to VLOOKUP. So that'll turn that date into weekday name text, and then we'll look up in there, second column, to get the multiplier, and now it's still formatted as the wrong thing, but that's fine. Okay, so now the city count. city, I'll just call it city malt. So I just want to know how many times up to this row has this city occurred. So we'll say countifs. And we'll just select column, locking on top, so it'll expand as it goes down as far as there. How many times is that? Actually, sorry, let's go from row 1 down to the previous row. And then how many times is that E7? No, that's not what I want, is it? No, because then I have zeros. Sorry. So I do want to come down to here, in which case I don't need to include the header row. Not that that's ever a city name, but that's fine. Right, and then I just want to index. I don't need to do a lookup because they're just numbers 1 to 8 here, so I can just index that by that countifs. And that's my city malt, and then I need a total malt, which is going to be this times this. And then this one should just be, wait, sorry, we're doing something else here. Okay, so we want 2,500 times 10 times the cost multiplier. So it should be 25,000 times x lookup this in T constant number returning from T total malt. No, not tiers, total malt. Okay, level 3. In which row of its tier is the given seat? The layout of the stage. This was admittedly not as well explained as it might have been. I understood it, but I heard from other people later that they struggled with what this was meant to mean. All right, so first things first, I have this handy dandy robot command that will write colors from legend so that I can fill in this map. I'm also just going to name the map MP. Actually, I'll write colors from legend first because I'm not sure if that will take the focus away from the copy paste. So then we'll name that MP. And then, sorry, what question was this? Oh yeah, what tier you're in. So I have a handy dandy, this was like a case that was super friendly for my lambdas. So I have a handy dandy lambda, sorry, I would if I imported my lambdas, called dist from. And the idea is on a certain map, from a certain target, so let's say I'm interested in the distance from the stage, which I will be at various points, and then I want a function for this. So it's a function that I apply to the row difference and the column difference to get the thing. So in other words, if diagonal movements are allowed, then I can just apply the max function, and that will give me what I need. And then let's just, so here you can see everything that is kind of touching the stage within a diagonal movement of 1 gets a distance of 1, and so on around. And then if instead of stage, I said I want the distance from tier 3, then here's tier 3, which is all 0, and then these numbers are exactly the sort of row number within tier 4 as defined by the distance from the next pardon me, from the next tier. So now let's make this a little more operationally useful, I guess. So I'm just going to flatten it out. So I think I can do map RC of this. Yes. I don't know if I have any use for the row column number, but actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it with flatten because I don't want to include the stage because there's no seats on the stage. So my condition is going to be map not equal to stage, and the thing I want to flatten first is going to be addresses of map. And then the next thing I want to flatten is going to be the contents of the map. And then I'm going to be interested in my dist from the stage, from the floor, and then from 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't need to worry about distance from 5. So then this is going to be, I guess, carry this over again, and what I want to flatten is dist from MP from the thing up here. Oops, lock. I don't need to lock actually because it's all a dynamic array, but whatever. And max to allow for diagonals. Okay. So then so this is my address. This is my tier. Then my row in tier. I'll just call it tier row because I want to turn these into names in a minute. Is just going to be choose. Sorry, no, index on all of this. So my my kind of, wait, what am I saying? Yeah, my floor tier, I still need to do it. So what I do need it from this stage. Yeah, sorry. So index on that, I'm going to take n of my tier and then plus 1. So in other words, n of floor, the number of floor will just be 0, and then all the rest will just be the number is the number. But then, am I supposed to be doing plus 1? Yes. Yes. Okay. But I guess let's make this, no, I don't care about making this by row. Let's just do it. All right. So that's the tier row. Now let's, oh God, I still can't remember the shortcut. I think it's Control-Shift-F3, yes, to name from top row. So now we should just be able to XLOOKUP address returning from tier row. This in address returning from tier row. Obviously, if I was actually competing, I would go and check, but now I'm on feedback mode, so I'll just put it in. What is the distance to the closest point to the stage? All right, so we've already done that, except that we need to multiply by 3 for the distance in feet. So let's look up this in address returning from stage and times 3. Okay, level 5. For the given concert, what is the height of the given seat in feet? So this is a little confusing, but height is dependent on the tier the seat is in and the row the seat is in. All seats on the floor have a height of 0 feet. Okay. Also, I don't know if I remember factoring that in. All seats on the floor have a height of 0 feet. I think I might have. Maybe I did. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. So that's interesting. Was there XLOOKUP this in returning from, what did I even call it? Returning from tier. Yeah, there are seats on the floor. There's only one, I guess. Maybe that's what went. Then row, tier row. Yeah, that was in row 4. Oh, maybe this was the, yeah, I got one wrong on this level. That must be why. Huh, interesting. Oops. Anyway, let's get on. So the way I figured this out was, first I want to know the biggest row number. So we say max if tier row, where tier is, oops, sorry, wait, comma, is this. Because it says it goes up by each seat in the tier is 1 foot higher than the row in front of it. So, in other words, there's, as a function of the stadium you're in, there's the size of the height gap between tiers. So, tier 1 could be 20 feet below tier 2, or it could be 11 feet, or it could be 10 feet, or whatever. And then each additional one is another one. So, starting from the floor is 0, and then going from the floor to 1, you'll go up by whatever, let's say 20 in this case. And then you'll go 5 steps up through tier 1, and then you'll go another 20, and then 4 more steps, and then another 20, and then 4 more steps, and so on. So I guess really what I'm interested in is I'm interested in the total from what came before. So yeah, so like tier 2 will be a certain number of, I guess so a tier number will be that number of big steps, plus it'll be the total number of the layers in all the tiers below it. So I guess I want to vstack a 0 with this, put it back up here, and then I want to scan 0 through that and sum. So in other words, the total number of layers before tier 2 is 5, because there are 5 seat layers in tier 1. And then the total number of layers before tier 4, say, is 13, because there are 13 layers here. Okay, then we're good. So then the height, I can spell, is going to be if this equals floor, then 0. That's the mistake I made before. Otherwise, it's going to be tier times, the height is going to come in here. Whoops. Okay. say tier times h for a second, plus index of this lock by tier. Close, and we're going to have a name error, which is fine. And that's because you can only do it for one stadium at a time. So I guess let's just ignore that part for now, and we'll bring that out into a separate calculation. So height A, just to avoid confusion. Okay, so then this should be, we're going to XLOOKUP the seat in address returning from the tier. We're going to take n of that. So that's the number of times that you have to step up, and we'll multiply that by XLOOKUP this in t concert number returning from t height. Yes. So that's the number of kind of big steps up to here. Then you need to add the number of small steps before you get to there, which is, and then you need to add the steps within that. So, sorry, this should be plus tier row. Is either tier row or tier row minus 1? I don't know. I'll check the example to, to calibrate there. Or let's just see here, I suppose. Well, we can do it here. Anyway, sorry. So that now we need to add plus XLOOKUP the address in address returning from, I haven't named that new thing. We'll call it height. And that'll be broken for a second, and then we'll go over here. Oh, sorry, height A. Whoops, yes. Name from above, yes. And then make that height A. Okay. And then we'll just put it up here and get rid of all the extras to see if we are working correctly or off by 1. We are working correctly. Okay. That's level 5. No, one of them is wrong. Still, really? 93. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. This needs to be inside the if, so I still got the floor wrong after all that. That needs to be inside the if because the floor is 0. Okay, so now we should be good. Okay. Level 6. How much is the ticket price for the given concert and seat? Around the answer to 0 decimal places. The ticket price formula is the base ticket cost minus $15 times the distance minus $10 times the height times the cost multiplier. Okay. So now, let's... How many concerts have we got? 149. Yeah, I think I'm just going to build out the ticket price for all the concerts. So we're going to say 2 row of t concert number. We're going to say 2 row of t tiers. What else do we need? We need the height and the total multiplier. Okay. So now oh dear, this has become wrong. What? What did I do to make it mad? Oh, I inserted rows. Ah, yeah, and that has changed these addresses. Ugh, bother. Fine, I'll put them at the bottom, see if I care. Okay, that's a reminder to be careful with that. So, are we back now? I think we're back. Let's see, 4640. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, fine. Silly. Okay. So then the ticket price. Sorry, so the height is the tier times height plus that thing. Okay. So it's going to be n of tier times height, which is this one, plus height A. So that is the height. Then I want 2,500 minus 15 times the distance minus 10 times the height. Okay? So I want 2,500 minus 15 times, now this is my distance in steps. I need to convert that to distance in feet, so times 3 minus 10 times the height. And then all of that gets multiplied by the cost multiplier, which is also down here. So whoops, all right, times, oh, and sorry, this brackets, careful. Then all of that gets multiplied by the cost multiplier, which is this guy. And then we also need to factor in, does this tier exist? So we're going to say times n of tier has to be less than or equal to the tier number, which is that. And that zeroes out a bunch of ones. Hang on, what? No, 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 that's too many zeros. Altogether too many zeros. What? What's going on here? Just X that out for a minute. 1 times 2. Oh, yeah, I forgot n. N behaves weirdly. I noticed this yesterday as well, I think. Anyway, n of plus tier. That's much better. Now we're eliminating tier 5 and 4 from these smaller venues, and there'll be other medium venues where we eliminate tier 5, but not tier 4. Okay, good. So I think we now have a working ticket thing, and then that all needs to be rounded to 0 decimal places. We'll soon find out if it's working or not. So let's do sequence, comma. Actually, sorry, I should have just put this up there. And then I'll just call this ticks LU. And then we should be able to delookup ticks LU by this seat by this concert. 3. Oh, that's a very bad start. Oh, yes, 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 sorry. Because these, okay, so I'm just going to rename this T1, T2. Ah, bother. Hang on. Blech. Okay, fine. I'll just rename this with C and that. And now that won't work. But now we can just add a C here. No, that's not right. Okay. All right, so hang on, where are we? We're at concert 3, seat N2. Here's N2, here's concert 3. So let's highlight that and then let's work out what's going wrong. So our base price obviously is good. So let's take stage times 3, gives us 33, which is what it's supposed to be, times 15. So yes, that's good. Then the height there. 62. No, 29. What the heck? Yeah, this is the example we calculated before, so why is it not working? That's 11. Yeah, so it should be 11 times 2 plus 7, so what the heck is going on? Oh, because I didn't n plus. Ah! Okay, fine. God, that's annoying. Okay, so now that's 2169, and then I think we're probably good for the rest. Yes, and then for level 7, should just be a case of sum of XLOOKUP of C and this in, actually, I could just do TLOOKUP, couldn't I? TLOOKUP ticks LU, leave that one blank and do that. Rah! No, sorry, leave that one blank, do that. Oh, seriously, I'm off by like 70 bucks. Yeah, heartbreaking. Stage seats do not sell, that's clear. Stadiums have only 3 or 4 tiers, clear. Some stadiums. Round the answer to 0 decimal. Oh, do not round any interim calculations. Yeah, okay, fine. So then I need to make this one have a round. and make this one. So you know what? I tried to do this a shortcut way in the end last time without calculating every ticket price for every concert by just grouping them up by the um, by tier and by tier and row, and then average, like calculating the average distance. And then I thought, no, this isn't going to work because I'm not rounding everyone. But I wasn't supposed to round everyone, so that's interesting. Maybe I should have stuck with that method anyway. Okay, so now this, yes, looks much better. Round 0, hooray. Will it work? It will, hooray. Okay, how am I doing on time? Oh, shit, not great. All right, bonuses. We've got to score these anklets. I'm going to have to talk fast as I do this. So we're going to take letters of this. We're going to XLOOKUP that in here. Lock, returning from here. Lock. Oh yeah, there's the numbers are non-text, so we'll make them text. Then we will multiply that by the same XLOOKUP for returning from the next speed multiplier, except that I want the one from the previous bead and fill with 1. And then we'll sum those. And then we also need to do bonuses for whether they contain these things. So that's going to be, wait, no, hang on. This was supposed to be 58 for the, oh, sorry, no, for SA 14, sorry, never mind. So then we're going to say plus sum if is number search the bead string lock in there, then the extra value lock. Huh? If is number search. Sorry, I didn't close the is number. All right. So then, what are the questions? Value of anklet 1. Okay. I think that's 297. Then next question. How many times does 1987 appear? So that's just going to be sum minus minus is number search 1987 in here. 3. Okay, next question. Which anklet number has the highest anklet value? 27. Oh dear, oh no, it's still 3 minutes. I'm not quite dead yet. All right, what is the sum of all anklet values? That's a relatively easy one. Now that I've done the setup, 15226. And then the last one, which I didn't get to on the day, the best you can make out of these 7 beads, A, E, F, M, R, S, T. Okay, so we'll index letters of A, E, F, M, R, S, T by per com from 7 things choose 6 things, then by row concat. Then we'll just, I guess, take all of that and put it down here. And we're interested in the best we can do from that, so we'll just do that, and the max is 116. All right, well, that didn't turn out quite as casual as my revisiting of Probably a Crab, but still got it done. So I'll take it. End early, yes. Already made that joke, so I won't make it again. Whew! Yeah, I'm. I said it on the stream as well. I was lulled into a false sense of security because I always love Peter's cases, but he usually writes very easy cases, and this was not a very easy case. It was a very nice case, but it was not a very easy case. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for the fun case, Peter, and that's all I got for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.